up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. I just watched it this morning. It was actually a really good episode. Right in the middle of the episode, I thought to myself, I like these short scenes. I like a few short scenes and like two really long scenes. I really feel like, I don't know, I really feel like I get a good, like, comprehensive, like, view on what's going on with everybody. But then, like, the ones that need the longer scenes, like Whitney and Jenny had a long scene, and Lisa and Whitney had a long scene. But like the other scenes, like Brooks with Jen, it was a good scene, but it didn't need to be long and drawn out. I think it was like a few minutes, and I was like, this is perfect, because we get to see, like, to close this out. Now we can move on, hopefully. Now we can close this out and we can go to the other things, the new stuff that's going on, right? So I really, really like the way that this show is formatted. I don't know who are the producers of Salt Lake City. Literally, like, was thinking, like, right in the middle of it, that I like this. They did it the last time. They did it the last episode too. Oh shit. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's see who are the producers. They're doing pretty good too. Okay, here they are. Let's see. Who is the production company? It doesn't say. It just says created by Scott Dunlap. It doesn't say who it's produced by. I'm on the Wikipedia page. It doesn't say who it's produced by. Anyways, yeah, a friend of the housewife, Angie, and new housewife, Jenny. That was this year. Angie wasn't on this episode. We like Angie. I like Angie. I think she's good. Let me make sure my door is locked. Okay, so Lisa is talking to John, and she's giving a recap of the party, and she says that basically she felt blindsided and ambushed. And she was like, what a waste of a Gucci outfit. Girl, you ran out of there so fast, you didn't have to run out of there. You couldn't take the heat. That's what it was. And she's like, she was telling her stuff that I confided in her about, and I just felt, and then he was like agreeing with her. So I don't know. John doesn't strike me as one that would, like, a passive person who would just be like, yeah, they really did ambush you. You know what I mean? So maybe they did. Maybe it did look like an ambush, and we just didn't get to see that cut, because I don't know. How are you trying to come in on a 24-year friendship? She says that she feels like Whitney wants to take her friends. Like, she feels like she has one up on her if she can come in between her and Angie. We can be great friends or be friendly if she stopped having a problem with me. It is so weird. It's like, I'm going to treat you a certain way, but I'm going to say that you have the problem with me. Yes, I have a problem with you. You say crazy shit to me. Like, again, here we are. Like, here we are again. You're telling me I have a problem with you based on how I'm reacting to your mistreatment. I'm not playing these games with y'all anymore. I'm not playing these games with these fucking housewives. You're not going to treat Whitney a certain way, or her perceived mistreatment, and then say you're the one with the problem. You're the one with the problem. But what we've seen, it's not like it's not coming. It's not like it's out of anywhere. We've seen you shade the shit out of her. We've seen you act like you just don't like her. And then you're trying to tell her that you're the one with the problem with me. You clearly have a problem with her. From my vantage point, like she said at the end, from my perspective, girl, we're not friends. And because you act like that. And then you want to tell me I'm the one with the problem. Girl, what? Girl, it's crazy. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Okay, anyway. Whitney is entertaining Mary. Mary comes over. She had made cookies earlier in the episode. And so she comes over Whitney's house. She tells them about this car accident somebody got in. Somebody posted it online and said it's a true story, that this woman got into an accident, flew out of the sunroof and landed in a neighborhood. And that person, I guess, went to Mary's church, and somebody looked it up. And that's how I was like, okay, so how the fuck can we look up what Mary said? We just said Mary said something about a lady getting into a car accident, flying off a roof. It has to be in the news. Fast forward to Beverly Hills. Motherfucking Thelma and Louise, her son and her husband, they flew off of a cliff, honey, and rolled over. He done broke his clavicle, his ankle. He was unconscious for 12 hours. Not near news report. Y'all, I'm tired of playing with y'all. I'm tired of playing with Erica Jane. I'm tired of playing with these people. I'm tired of playing with Lisa Barlow. We found the damn, not we, but the peoples on the internet. They found the damn news article. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. I think I've said enough. So Mary basically says, well, girl, it feels like you're trying to be validated by her. Like, Lisa has this cool factor and you want to be down with the cool girl. And the cool girl is being mean, and you don't know why she's being mean to you because you're a nice person. Right? You know how it goes. And she says that it sounds like you want to be her friend. So, and I was watching the way that Whitney was talking to Lisa, and I was like, Whitney is a really good communicator. I was like, she's really good. I love how she sat down with her husband and told him, hey, listen, I want to be flipped upside down on a damn chandelier just as much as you do. We need to get back to that. She's really good at communicating. The way that she was talking to Lisa at that table, I was like, get her, let her know, like, bitch, we're not about to play these games, these word games. When you flip something over on me, bitch, you have a problem with me. The only reason why I'm reacting to you like this is because you treat me a certain way. And now you're telling me I'm the one with the problem. You're the one with the problem with me. I have no problem with you. Girl, you don't act like it. I'm going to go by your actions, solely by your actions. You don't act like it. So from my perspective, we're not friends. Anyways, so what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Whitney wants to feel validated by Lisa, or do you feel like she's just like, I'm a nice person, why is she being mean to me, what is your problem that you have with me? And it could be really just a personality problem, or a personality, not even a problem, just a mismatch of personalities. And that happens. Like, literally, we can't be friends with everybody. We can't be friends with everybody. There are just some people that in a friend group, or you meet them and you're just like, ugh, girl, I don't even know, I don't like her, but she get on my damn nerves. A lot of that is some self-work that you probably have to do, that Lisa has to do. But there's something about Whitney that turns her off. And even Whitney said, girl, I'm so annoyed and bothered by you. That's why I was like, yes, you are such a great communicator. And she wasn't mincing words. She wasn't trying to, speak in riddles. It wasn't none of that. I was like, you're a good communicator, Whitney. Shout out to Whitney. Anyways, Jen and Brooks go and sit down. Oh, Heather and her daughter, she got into Santa Barbara. Girl, I almost started crying. I was like, yes, I was in my room going like this, happy for her, with the little confetti. And then when Heather said, Heather's stupid, she was like, so what about the kids that don't get in? Is it like rain coming down? I said, okay. So shout out to, I don't know her daughter's name. Shout out to her daughter for getting into UC Santa Barbara. So we don't know what school she went to, but girl, did y'all see that Heather got a man? She got a man, honey. It was on the internet. He is a bear. You know what a bear is, honey. He is a bear. He is a bear. I don't know if he's, I assume that he's heterosexual, but he's a bear, if you get what I'm saying. Like, the way to describe him, he has like a beard, and he's like husky, like a brawny man. That's what he looks like. All he needs is that black and red with them boots and Timberlands. Did he have on Timberlands? And some jeans and an axe. That's That's what he looked like. He looked like a brawny ass. So Heather got her a man, honey. You was trying to go up there and trying to get some BBC, honey. You probably figured out, like, shit, this is not for me, honey. I don't want to ruin my social credit score. I already fucked up with the Mormons. If I get with a black... Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Heather, congratulations on your new relationship, and congratulations on your daughter getting into Santa Barbara. Also, Jen and Brooks, they go have a sit down, right? And Meredith comes with, I said, I know that's right. Meredith's like, I need to see, because, bitch, you're not going to try nothing with my kids. So Meredith was there, too. But Brooks was like, we could talk, just her and I, privately. So Meredith goes and sits down at the bar. And Brooks basically says that, well, she first says she doesn't run her Twitter. And he says, well, it didn't seem like it was someone else. It gave the perception that it was actually you. And he says, you don't even understand the pain that I went through. There are terms that I have had to hear all the time, terms that were used as weapons. I felt like, in my, what did he say? He said he felt like in his self-exploration, he felt like his voice was taken away from him and somebody was speaking on, who he was. So she says, well, I was really saying that when people would ask me about what happened, and I said he's probably never seen a vagina before, I wasn't talking about your sexuality. So I was like, okay, well, was she talking about him maybe being a virgin? Like, I don't, like, to me, the way it came off, and then to align it. So, like, if we're putting all the pieces on the board, and there's a piece that says, well, he's probably never seen a vagina before. And then we add the puzzle piece where you say, or where you like a tweet that says, I want Jen to slap Brooks and call him a sissy bitch. So when you put those two things together, it would imply that you meant that he's gay, not that he's a virgin. So I'm just going to move the pieces around on the board so we can make it make sense. Because the shit doesn't, okay, if you want to go with that, we're going to go with that. But it doesn't make sense when you've liked tweets referring to his sexuality with being gay, not heterosexual. So that was good. Sounded good. But it doesn't go together. It doesn't go, girl. I'm sorry. Jen says she's very, very sorry. Brooks at one point says, he doesn't even like talking about it because it makes him emotional. He looked like he was emotional. Jen got emotional. She said she was very, very sorry. And, and then that was it. So hopefully nothing else happens after that. Hopefully she doesn't like any more tweets. Hopefully he doesn't say anything about her or like any tweets about her. So hopefully that happens. So we don't know. Guys' night out. So it's Seth, John, Sharif, and Justin. They really didn't have anything to talk about. They're not like the husbands on New Jersey. New Jersey has the best set of husbands. They've all known each other for a long time. All of their wives have known each other for a long time. It's really familial. It's just very, it's just so good. The husbands in New Jersey is so good. It's a mixture of the love and affection. It's from their culture. It's I love the husbands in New Jersey. So these husbands, I don't know. When they showed those flashbacks of Jen going off on all of these men's wives, baby, I was hollering. I don't know what Whitney was saying. She seemed like she was drunk in her flashback. I was hollering. And he was like, it just seems like it deteriorated. Yes, your wife is a terrorist. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't, I'm just, that's a word that I use. I'm not saying it because he's Muslim. I'm not saying it. Please don't get in my comments and say nothing to me about that. Please don't. Please don't. Y'all know what I say. When the girls are wreaking havoc, I call them terrorists, okay? Your wife is a motherfucking terrorist. And she terrorized everybody. She terrorized everybody on the cast. And you don't know, I don't know how it deteriorated. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And then they start talking about how Whitney expressed to Justin about their sex life. And then they started talking about really inappropriate having sex with your wife while she's asleep. I know that they were making jokes, but to be clear, that is considered Okay, the R word. It is considered that. Whether it's your husband, if anybody is having sex with you while you are asleep, you have not consented to sex, right? And just because the person is your husband does not give them automatic consent. What is that called? Automatic consent. I don't know. I'm sure there's a word for it, but there's not, you don't just get to run wild. Okay. So I just want to be clear on that. Sorry to bring the mood down, but please. Okay, anyway, so Jenny and Whitney go out. They're talking about business, and Whitney shares that she bought her business partner out. Shout out to her for that. So she's been very, very busy. It's changed the dynamic in her household. When they first got married, she was a traditional wife. And you see all of this stuff is just going on all of these shows where these women are getting into their own businesses, like with Marceau and Tisha over there. They're having their own businesses. Women need, the dynamics of their relationships are changing. That is why it's so important to be so communicative with your partner, because I was listening to Whitney tell Jenny that my husband and I got married. He already had kids. I wanted kids, so we agreed, right? This is our agreement that I would have 2 kids and he would get a vasectomy. And he went and got his vasectomy, and they have 2 kids. And so they planned their family. Right? She had that conversation. Now with Dewey, he wants more children. He wants more kids. She's in her 40s. He's in her 50s. Baby, when they showed the clip from next week and he said, "What, we get a sister wife?" I said, "Oh no, Dewey, you're not going to play in my face." You're not going to play with me. I said, Dewey is playing on these people's TV. I don't believe it. I do not believe that this Asian man wants a sister wife. I don't believe it. He's like, "Bitch, we in Utah. Let's do what they do." No, we're not doing what they do. That's not what we agreed upon. Okay? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, look at these 2 women and their marriages and how different they are. That is why you cannot judge people on how they govern their marriage and how they exist in their marriage, because you have one woman here who had agreement with her husband, only have 2 kids. What was the agreement? That's what I want to know with Jenny and Dewey. What was the agreement? He wants more kids. I'm in my 40s. And then when she said that she had, it was like on 2 hands, 12, had stillborn, all of this trauma and drama that has gone on with this woman's body and her womb, and you want to keep having babies. This cannot be real. I can't imagine a man, and he's a medical professional, right? I can't imagine. I know he's a chiropractor, but still, I know that that's no shade. I know that he has to understand, like, do you understand what goes on with a woman's body? She done had 12 miscarriages. That makes me want to peel the skin of my face off. And then just to think about him wanting more kids, I can't do it. And then to turn around and be like, "Well, let's get a sister wife." Get out of my face. Jenny was looking at it, like, looking off to the side, like, don't get beat up. Don't get hit with a snowball in your face. So she said she got her tubes tied. Does he know that? I wonder if he knows that. He has to. But he doesn't have to know. She doesn't have to tell him. But I wonder if he knows that her tubes are tied. Because what is he talking about? She was like, "Well, you can get a surrogate." She said, "I don't want a baby. Don't nobody understand? I don't want an infant. I don't want a toddler. I don't want diapers." I love the fact that my daughter is 9 years old and she's independent and I can sleep in and I don't have... Man, when I tell you, when your children get to a space of independence where they don't really have to bother you for basic survival skills, that is such a freeing thing for them and for you. Accept that. Enjoy that. I don't know why in your 40s you would want another baby. I don't know. But, there are a lot of women who want it, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting stressed out. I'm getting stressed out. Oh, they're stressing me out. So she said, "I know you, you and Lisa were friends or whatever, girl. And, you know, I'm glad that we were able to sit down and talk. And so Jenny starts talking about Lisa, Lisa, you know, she just likes to deal with the facts. She doesn't like to speak on anything until she has all the facts together. And then Whitney was like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, what Lisa are you talking about? She said that Lisa was like Bigfoot. She was like, is the good Lisa like Bigfoot, where you want to believe it? There might have been sightings, but it's not real. What'd she say? Oh, but you'll never see it. But you'll never see it. That's what she said. Okay, what happened after that? Okay, what happened? Okay, so Heather and Meredith, they go skiing. I was like, yeah, I need them to show them doing more skiing. You do live in Utah. It's so beautiful. Utah, this franchise, they have the best aerial shots. Like the best, like the mountains, just the snow. It's just so beautiful. So they're going skiing. Heather saying that Meredith is more refined. You saw Heather going down the slope. She was like, yes, I'm sexy. Meredith is actually funny. So they have this conversation when they get off the slopes, and they're talking about worrying about their kids going off to school and having the sex conversation with their kids. And so Heather is just basically explaining from her background and her upbringing, it was everything that dealing with sex was a no. And it's so weird. She was like, because if you had sex, you're not going to be you're not going to be a good mother. You're not going to be a good wife. You're not going to be a good this. You're not going to be a good that. And it's so weird that all of these weird ass ideologies are placed on sex. And it's like, that is the reason why we are all here. Somebody was fucking. Okay? So it's natural. Everybody, you know, not everybody, but most people are going to do it. And it's going to happen in the teen years. And they say, I think it was on The Simpsons one time. I think it was The Simpsons. There's a time and a place for everything, and it's college. So you better have a conversation with your kids now. She was like, I don't even know how to say it. She was like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. And maybe she should, I don't know if you can bring somebody. Meredith seemed like she was really good with the conversation. Maybe, I don't know, that would be too weird. I don't know. But yeah, Meredith seemed like she was like very comfortable. She's like, yeah, my kids tell me that you got to make sure that your kids aren't afraid to talk to you. And I think that happens a lot. That's why a lot of people end up getting abused, because they end up getting sexually abused, and then they're taught that sex is so bad, and now you have this thing combined with this act, right? That's so bad. So I really can't tell anybody. Like, this happened to me, and I can't tell anybody because, first of all, I've been taught that sex is bad, and now this bad thing has happened to me in the form of sex, and I can't tell anybody. It really does people a disservice to act like sex is not just a natural thing, and to really reframe the way that we talk about sex, and to not like make people feel any shame relating to sex, because it really leaves a space, and it really leaves a gap for abuse. And all types of abuse when you make people feel bad about sex, and you don't have and then there's so many people, like, my mom did not talk to me about sex. Not at all. At all. Nothing. Not nothing. Like nothing. Here's a book. Here you go. Here's a book. What? Nothing. And there's so many young women going off to college, and their mothers don't have a conversation. We saw on Bridgerton, remember when she first had sex, and she was like, oh my God, I did not know what this was. I was not expecting this. She didn't even know that sex was supposed to be pleasurable. She didn't even know that. Like, she didn't even have that idea. Like, that's what you need to be telling your daughters. Okay, listen, everybody's gonna have sex. Okay? Mostly everybody, right? Mostly everybody's going to have sex. You need to tell your daughter sex is supposed to be pleasurable for you, okay? Not just for him, but for you. That's the main thing. And let me show you how you're going to do it yourself, but I'm going to tell you how to pleasure yourself so that you know what needs to be done when it's time. Like, literally, because it's going to happen. And you want And it sounds weird, but you want them to have a good experience with sex. You don't want the person's first time to be bad or, uncomfortable. You want them to have some expectation and not to go in there blind. Like I always say, armor your children with the truth. That's the only thing. When you don't give them the truth, you leave them open for harm and injury and abuse and just the needless suffering. That's what you leave them open for. So hopefully she has a conversation. It looks like next week she's just like so embarrassed. And a lot of parents are embarrassed. But my son is 14 years old. I knew that around these kids have access to social media. So I know their conversations. I remember, that's another thing. Stop forgetting when you were a child. Stop forgetting that in elementary school, there were some kids going to the back kissing and looking at each other's penises and stuff like that. That was happening. That's real. We're curious. What is this thing? I have something different than you. Wait a minute. You got something that hangs. My thing doesn't hang. Right? You gotta there's just has to be this real education around sex, around gender, and we can't be so afraid of it because it's the reason why we're all here. It's the reason why we're all here. Yet your daughters should know sex should be pleasurable. I tell my sons, I know that you're going to have access to porn. I know. I'm not going to even act like, I'm not going to even play that game. I know you are. Let me tell you something. That is not how you have sex. That is not enjoyable for the other person. You need to make sure that the other person, I know you're going to see porn. That is not how you have sex. Sorry, I'm yelling. I'm just saying. What time is it? Okay, I got a little time left. Okay. I'm just saying. Sorry to be yelling. Y'all say I yell too much. It's just because it's silent in here and all the sound is, it's like noise canceling. So you get louder when you're noise canceling. Don't you get louder when you have your noise canceling headphones on? I know I do. I be hollering. Because you be trying to hear yourself. Anyways, my hearing is great. I'm just saying. So Whitney and Lisa go and sit down. And, another thing, I just want to say one more thing. Do not create a space where a space where your children are afraid to talk to you about sex. And that's the same thing that I say about you got to be mindful about talking about LGBTQ stuff around your children because you might have a child who is going through their self-exploration, and if they hear their parents saying negative things about that, they may not feel comfortable coming to you. So you create a space and a gap. Right? Same thing with sex. If you make it seem like sex is bad, your children are going to experience sex somewhere else. Someone else is going to tell them about it. If you don't make it seem like it's something that you should be ashamed to do, it's just to me, I just feel like we just really need to have a healthier relationship with sex, and it has to start at the beginning. We cannot make kids ashamed about their body parts. Nothing. We just really have work to do on that. Okay. Anyways. Okay. I just want to say that Lisa and Whitney. So they're going to have gin and pie. We're not friends from my perspective, she said. I already mentioned that. She said it just seems like we tolerate each other, and then she just ask her, do you have a problem with me? I said, yes, I love the way that Whitney communicates. I really do. Do you have a problem with me? Not at all. So you're telling me that all of this is just a misunderstanding? Yes it is. Yes, it is. So she goes, okay, so why did you say at the party something about with this? Like you were calling me this. What was that about? How am I not supposed to receive the way that you're treating me? If you're telling me that the way that I'm receiving you is just a misunderstanding, it's just a misunderstanding. Girl, how am I misunderstanding your intent? I said, yes, that's not my intention. That's not my intention. So if that is not your intention, how am I misunderstanding it? Whitney, I love the way you communicate. I love it. Because we're not playing these games. No more with these people talking in riddles and talking in circles. No. Let's speak plainly and clearly. Do you have a problem with me? Okay, you don't. I'm misunderstanding you. If that is not your intention, how is it that I'm misunderstanding your intention? if your intention is not to be a rude bitch and to tell my cousin not to claim me? How am I misunderstanding that? Girl. She says, well, I just feel like you were seeking Angie out because you and I have discord. But you just said you don't have a problem with her. So where's the discord? Because you feel she has a problem with you and you don't have a problem with her. But you shade her, you treat her like shit. You tell her cousin not to claim her, and then you call her this. So what is the misunderstanding exactly? What part of these pieces? Let's put these pieces up on the board again. These are all the things that you've done that you said that I've misunderstood you. What were your intentions when you told my cousin not to claim me? We're not playing these games with Lisa Barlow at all. I'm not playing these games with Lisa Barlow at all. I'm bothered and irritated by you. I thought that was wonderful that she told her that, because the way that you act with me, and she says, and I feel like it's something within me, and maybe I want to be your friend. I said she's being honest. She's being honest. I love the way she communicates. I wish that a lot of more people, I wonder how that came about, because not everybody communicates that well. And like in conflict, right? Not everybody is jumping up, punching everybody, right? Some people actually sit down and have conversations. They used to do that. They really used to do that on these Housewives. Remember when the girls would sit across from each other and have civilized conversations and to work their shit out? Remember those days? Thank you, Salt Lake City. Right? Because it's not about us resolving our conflict in battle. Like, we could talk about it, and I could say what I want to say to you, and I can ask you questions, and we can have this conversation. We can hash it out, and we can be honest. Well, I'm a Sagittarius. I just want to fly through life, have fun, and just do this. But we know you got a mouth on you, right? Lisa Barlow. We haven't seen Lisa Barlow's mouth. You know, Sagittarius they got mouths on them. Okay? Oh, isn't Candace a Sagittarius? I think so. Isn't Nene a Sagittarius? I believe so. Okay? Yes. We got Kenya over there. She got a mouth on her, but she's an Aquarius. They got mouths too. But you see, she's like, and I'm a Libra, and I'm the same way. So we could like really be great together. Yes, you could, but there's something in your personalities that you guys are just not meshing. And so we just need to figure out what it is. And if it's worth it, then y'all can be friends. Maybe y'all could be, really great together, because it seems like Whitney is probably not too far off in the personality that Angie is. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they have different personalities, but they seem like the same type of women. It's something else. It's something about each other's personalities that they're not liking. So that was the end of the episode. It was actually a pretty good episode. Next week we see Dewey ask for a sister wife. Dewey is playing on these people's TV stations, I think. There's no way that you could fix your lips to say that. I guess you figure you in Utah, you're going to do what the Utahians, is that what they call y'all? Utahians do. Crazy. Anyways, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.